Hey everyone, I'm back today with another coaching sample, and this time the topic is about a client who feels like he's outgrown the friendship of a group of friends. So basically, they have he has a group of friends, and they've been friends for quite a while, and recently they started drinking, and like they're doing a lot of bar hopping, but the client is feeling that the friendship is kind of dying and is feeling bad about it because he's not really having fun as the buddies are having going out and doing bar hopping and drinking. So the key takeaway from this sample is that when it comes to relationships, people typically have a tendency to shift the sort of blame to other people. So like, I'm not having fun, it's because of this group of friends. I'm not having a good time, it's because of my boyfriend or girlfriend. I'm not really, I don't feel like my life is fulfilling, and that's because of my spouse. But there, what this coaching sample really demonstrates is that like the people who are in a relationship with you, like whether it be romantic or not, they just have independent lives from you, and your thoughts about them is what actually influence you instead of them influencing you. So I think that aspect of how your thought about people affects you is really well demonstrated in this clip, so I hope you enjoy. How can I help you today with coaching?
Um, I have my wife and I have a group of friends that I'm not, they're not the friends that we want.
Mm-hmm.
They're great people. They're all like wonderful people. There's nothing wrong with any of them. But the focus of their life is, as our kids have moved out of the house, um, the responsibilities of being a parent have kind of gone down. So they have this extra time and they're choosing to spend that time bar hopping, basically. They're turning into college students again. And 3, 4 nights a week, they go out to the bars and they drink, and that's fine, except I don't drink. And my wife drinks very little, almost to the point that she doesn't. I mean, like, it's just not a thing. Um, and it's not how we want to spend our time. They're moving forward in their lives to the bars, and I want to move forward in my life, and my wife wants to move forward in her life to something new and exciting and different, and not drinking. And so it just we don't enjoy spending time with them as much, because when we go out and they start to get drunk, it's they're having a blast, and we're like, oh, okay, now we're here again, time to go. So we go for an hour and then we leave, and I'm just feeling unfulfilled by my friends.
You are out with your friends who are drinking, and you think, oh, I'm feeling unfulfilled by my friends. And so the feeling would that comes from that thought would be unfulfilled. Is that true? Or like when you think you feel unfulfilled, is there a different emotion that comes up?
Yeah, I'm not sure unfulfilled is an emotion. We're not sad, we're not unhappy, like actively, we're just indifferent. It's not a fulfilling yes, exactly, indifferent.
Okay. So when you think, oh, this hanging out with these people is unfulfilling, and then you feel really indifferent about them. How did your interactions change? How are you acting differently now that you feel this way compared to before when you didn't feel this way about your friends?
Well, we almost didn't go to coffee this morning. Like we don't go to as many things. But when we go to coffee, I we interact with them, we talk to them, um we're still engaged when we're there. Um, but I feel like I'm um not living my best life. I think I'm not that they're less than I am or less than us, just I'm not being challenged. And so I'm just not excited to engage with them as much.
So when you would that manifest externally? So if there's a parallel universe with you who still enjoys hanging out with that friends, and there's this current version of you, would you be able to tell the two apart based on their external appearance?
That's a great question. Um, Possibly, yeah. Like the me that was excited with them 5 years ago that used to drink with them, um, I'd be setting up meetings. I'd be planning events. I'd be, hey, where's the next bar? Or what's the next activity? Or hey, come over tonight and we'll do this. Like I would have planned a tonight activity at the coffee or a tomorrow activity at the coffee. Um, so I'd have been leading one of the leaders of the planning and the stuff to do. Of course, I probably would have also been hungover this morning, so I would have been much less engaged at the coffee. Um,
What would the fulfilling life look like for Brent 5 years ago?
well, past Brent was happy to be in the. We took a trip to Nashville with two of them, and it was it it was have lunch and have some drinks, and then go to a dinner and a bar and have some drinks, and that was the whole vacation, and it repeated for 5 days, and we had a great time, but it was all alcohol focused and it was all bar focused, and that's not the life we want.
Okay. So right now, you have a group of friends who you met through the elementary school and parenting, experience, and now your interaction with them, and they drink in the current meetups. And when you spend time with them, you're thinking spending time with these people is unfulfilling, and that makes you feel indifferent. And when you feel indifferent, then you don't plan things, and you don't actually like go out more. You don't go out as much as you used to meet with them and interact with them, and you are not really engaged in the conversation, and emotionally you're kind of thinking about like you're not emotionally invested, and so like out externally there's a different energy that comes from the same interactions 5 years ago versus now. The result is like you think that you feeling unfulfilled is a result of you thinking this is unfulfilling, rather than your friends actually being unfulfilling to you. You had the same friends 5 years ago. You didn't think that, oh, this is unfulfilling. And you had a great time and you felt fulfilled. But right now, it's not that you are in a, like, yes, you changed, but what changed? The thing that changed about you is the thought, right? Your thought about the interaction is that, oh, this is unfulfilling, and your results are mirroring that thought. You're basically making sure that you have a very unfulfilling time.
Yeah, that's true, and I guess it's true because I'm fulfilled by different things.
What's the bad part about having an unfulfilling time?
There's nothing bad about it. It's fine. We enjoy ourselves. I just don't enjoy myself as much as I want. I want to be challenged. I want to be pushed. I want to be with people who are looking for the same type of life that I am. And 5 years ago that was them, and now it isn't. I'm the one who's changed. I get that. They're the same they're the same people. And 5 years ago, they're still going to be the same people. And I want to keep going this way, and they're just here. Like they're not moving, they're just stuck or staying. Nothing's bad about being with them. And I guess I feel energized for no. Oh, okay, hold on. We almost didn't go to coffee, but I'm really glad that we did. We had a nice time. And so it wasn't unfulfilling this morning. It was a nice time, and I enjoyed it more because I didn't have a headache and I was fully present and engaged with them. In fact, we scheduled a game night with two of them for Wednesday. So we're going to get together and play games, and that's something we enjoy doing. And so maybe I can find ways to enjoy them, enjoy being with them, but enjoy them in a different way that I can control. Maybe I can still plan the things, plan new things. And maybe there's nothing wrong with not seeing them as much and not being in all their nighttime activities. Maybe we're the couple who comes for a little bit, celebrates, and does other things. And maybe we plan other things and try to bring them along. Oh my goodness.
So it's like you exactly read my mind, right? That's exactly what I was gonna ask. So right now, the world is happening to you, right? Like, oh, I'm just here and I want this intellectual challenges and but the world is happening to me with this group of friends and their desire to drink and but so that's sort of the lowest self when the world is happening to you. Your friends are happening to you. These social events that involve drinking are happening to you. Now we want to, observe our thoughts and we want to use our higher self, and we have observed that it's the thought that this is unfulfilling that actually makes the time unfulfilling. And so my next suggestion was going to be, yeah, the prefrontal cortex, our highest self, loves creative problem solving. So I was going to ask, how can you make this time fulfilling with the same group of friends? So, and you just did that, right? You could be, and the planning part I want to point out, you don't do that anymore when you think that this is unfulfilled. Well, we
Right.
discussed that in our actions, but then now you are thinking of alternative ways to, you are now thinking of how you can bring the influence to the group.
So I can still be me and I can still be that not leader of the group, but I can still be me. I can still plan things and I can invite them. And if they want to come along, they can come. But what I invite them to is not going to be a drinking centered activity. They're welcome to drink. They're welcome to come on the activity, but that's not going to be the whole focus. And I can take charge of that and do that. And maybe they'll come along with me.
And when you're planning for things like this, are you still thinking that spending time is unfulfilling with them?
No, I'm excited. I want my friends to come along with me.
Yeah. So what is it that changed? It's just the thought that changed, right?
Yeah. Dude, awesome. That is so helpful.